Hey everybody, guess what I don't have good news about? This isn't what we wanted to see. I jinxed myself and I went, we're done with that water problem, right? We're not. We cracked the block. And yeah. Number 8 is toast. So that lasted. We did have a couple instances here that didn't go so well. We got the blower off. I mean, man, she's a beauty too, huh? Look at that thing. So let's go over what happened here. Unfortunately, it's another motor. So we're tearing it all back apart. We got pistons laid out here. Got a little bit of a touchdown. I don't know what's going on. They survived. Everything survived. Everything didn't look that bad. I was still getting 80 pounds of oil pressure. Leading up to this, we had a little bit of an issue. When I was at FL2K, we set up a two-step to go in conjunction with Garrett Leach's clutch tamer setup. And using that clutch tamer, I put a two-step on the car. Old two-step test, just like everybody else does in the pits. Set it at 4,000 RPM, testing it in the pits. Obviously with a supercharger, it's instant boost. And the car made like 21 pounds on the two-step at 4,000 RPM. I said, well, that's gonna be spicy, but I'm here to party, so let's do that. I got up on the starting line, and being new on trying to set myself up with a two-step and a clutch tamer and all this staging process to get it go, I got ahead of myself. And I went in the second bulb, and as soon as the guy next to me went into the first bulb, I went up on two-step waiting, and he was a turbo car, so not necessarily burned me down, but I sat on the two-step a little bit long, and I will put that clip in right here. Obviously, I sat on the two-step for like 3.5 seconds. It seems like an hour when you're in the car. But the car literally shut off the moment that I dumped the clutch, and reviewing in the log, it made 41 pounds of boost on the two-step for like 3 seconds straight. That is extremely hard on any engine, especially a supercharged car at 4,000 RPM. You were at such a torque load at that point, banging around inside those cylinders, that probably hurt it. Wasn't really sure. So let's reflect on what happened on Wednesday night. I went to Thompson, figuring we're going to do some testing with the car. I got excited. In the video, Danny asked me, you know, you going to run it out? And I said, no, but I probably will.
You're going to stay in it if you feel it?
I mean, if it, yeah, why not?
I'll tell you no, but I will.
I'm lying to myself, right? I got so excited that everybody's there and the car left and it felt good. The track was nice and tight that I forgot I had not enabled a 1D table on my two-step. I was just there to test and try and get the 60 foot to cut back down. In doing that, I was enabling a 3,000 RPM two-step when trying to shift at 8,000 RPM. So on the first pass, you'll hear the car backfire on a 3/4 shift and just shut off. That ignition cut created such a backfire that the car shut off, and in the log, maxed out the map sensor at 58 PSI for over a second before it came back down. So we may have seen a 70 PSI hit on that shutdown from the 3 to 4. That's probably what hurt that. That's totally on me. But looking at the log, I never went above 5.5 pounds of coolant pressure, so everything looked good. The next pass, I enabled the 1D table to no longer engage the two-step after 3,500 RPM. So we got a 3,000 RPM two-step. We launched the car. After it goes above 3,500, it can no longer activate that with an RPM rev limiter offset. It now goes to 7,000. So when I shift at 8, it cuts 1,000 RPM, should help the synchros. Everything's good. Everything in the log looked great. Still a little bit of backfire coming out the pipes. Backfires hurt this engine. Every time I've had an issue, it's a backfire issue. Supercharged cars and backfires, they don't add up. So on the third pass, we put a safe back to our normal 19 degrees of timing. Cars loves it. That's when it's been in the 8s. Reset the relevant or offset so that it would no longer hit any kind of ignition cut, and just try driving the car like a normal synchronized diaphragm clutch. Let's just bang 1, 2, 3, 4 and try it out. And as I shifted into halfway through third gear, what I thought was a safety due to inlet temps or something was actually a coolant pressure. And we went from 5.5 pounds to 20 pounds of coolant pressure. I have a safety setup in the car that if it sees over 12 pounds of coolant pressure, it will start pulling like 2 degrees of timing per that. So at the end of that pass in third gear, when I felt the car lay over, it pulled, I think, 10 degrees out of the car, and the car just laid over. Thank goodness it did, because it could have gotten way worse. We split all the way through the block. Man, that hurts. But that's why we have a standalone. The car is hurt. Now we have some options here. This is what we need to figure out. I'm over this. This is getting old. I've been through 4 sets of head gaskets this year, chasing ignition issues, which Rick at Big 3, Bob at Anderson Motorsports, and Holly all teamed together to figure out. I had a factory coil unplug ignition issue that I was basically losing ignition and hydrolocking the motor, and that's what kept throwing gaskets. That's why we failed at Anna Maria Springback Shootout. That's why I failed on the next motor when the water came pouring out of the exhaust. Like, it's annoying. Cometic is an awesome sponsor. I'm surprised they didn't drop me, because I have been through so many gaskets that I burned up all the allocation for that within like the first 3 months of the season, and really haven't provided much here. Like, it's been a really hard season on me. Man, I wish I had more to brag about. Like, I mean, the struggle is real here. It is hard to put together a proposal. It's hard to even, I mean, you know, you get companies that back you up, and we talk about this a lot between my buddies and I. Like, yes, getting sponsorship help is awesome, but you're also put to a different level of expectation that you need to be at the events, and you put in the work, and you get there. And I try to make these events, and sometimes, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So we got an empty engine bay again. I got a motor that's cracked, and to tell you the truth, what I'm feeling right now is that we are gonna step it up and probably call L&M and try and get a sleeved 4.6 setup going. One of the blocks that I destroyed is actually a perfect candidate for getting a sleeve setup. So maybe we'll do some flange sleeves and thicker cylinder walls here, and we really need to figure out this ignition cut. One of the other things that would probably be really good for the car right now is stepping up from the Holly HP and go to a Dominator. I think that one of the biggest advantages we could have in this motor right now would be dual widebands. Right now with the Holly HP, you only have one. So cylinder number 8, driver's side bank, wideband, passenger side bank. So if something's really going bad, we really don't know. You know, you're kind of hopes and dreams when you only have one wideband. And, you know, where the car was at back in the day when I was trying to make a 9-second pass and just didn't want the ECU to shut off and have the issues that we had there with stock ECU stuff. Yeah, Holly HP was great. But, you know, Rick Trunkett, since day one, has been like, you should put a Dominator on that car. Oh, it's a stick car. I don't need inputs. I don't need outputs. Well, the input of having the coolant safety didn't save the motor, but it saved me from losing the rods out the side of it. So that'd be cool. Would a second wideband help us see the other side if there could be an issue there? Maybe. You know, I don't know. Everybody's preaching you should go turbo. I don't want to go turbo. I love Whipple. I've wanted to have a Whippled car since I had Lightning. Since my first Lightning I got back in 2004, I've wanted a Whipple-powered something. And I never thought I would hit the day that I got sponsored by Whipple and would have the collaboration of having them, you know, on my team. It's I'm living in my dream mode right now, but this is a dream that is financially exhausting at this point. I need like 9 days a week and 30 hours a day in order to keep this program together and be able to afford to keep replacing parts. It's awful. I'm kind of interested in what your input is. Leave a comment on this. Like, is a Coyote in the process? I would think 2026, I could see a Coyote in the car. For 25 though, I have a score to settle here. I want a Whippled 4.6 mod motor car to be the fastest IRS 6-speed, period. Like, sure, it's a micro record, but it's a goal I've set for myself. Nick Shortridge has been 73s. I want 72s. I've talked about it in every video. I'm not ready to give up on that. And I know it's crazy. I know it's stupid. And all my friends are like, a big turbo Coyote would be huge, or even a Whippled Coyote would be sweet just because the technology and the parts are there. I can go on Ford Racing's website and buy whatever I need to put together a combo there. But I think sleeving a Texas block might be the way to go. I don't know. There's a lot of debates on it. I'm going to call him tomorrow and talk to him, kind of feel it out. There's been a rumor that a sleeve Texas block needs to be motor plated. I don't know how to motor plate or front or mid plate with the blower setup. That stinks. I love twin screw. You can't beat it. You can beat them. There's no replacement for the sound of a Whipple car screaming down the track. And the instant power driving it around. It's just fun. I don't have to worry about anything per se. But we were on to something here. Could it be the two-step? Could it be the boost spikes? Could it be just a flaw? I don't know. But what I do know is the head gaskets didn't let go. Cometic made a custom set of gaskets for the car that proved themselves to take all the abuse. And when I saw a coolant spike, I thought, man, we pushed a gasket. But then taking it apart and seeing water in the oil, water on top of the valves, water on the spark plug, I was like, man, this is worse. This is not a head gasket. This is something worse. And I actually cracked a motor. That's impressive. That is impressive. Give me your input on this. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm going to go through and try and document more as I take this apart. As far as like, I don't know. I really don't know. I guess I'll talk to L&M tomorrow, and maybe we'll make a video of driving out to L&M. It's like 6 hours away, and you know what? I'd rather just go there, introduce myself. It'd be good to show everybody the process, how that works. I don't know of anywhere else from Northeast Ohio area the best place to go to have one of these done. I mean, to sleeve a block is a big process. To CNC bore it and make sure that the flanges of the sleeves are perfectly aligned with each other. Man, what a kicker. So I'm not making it to Mount Nats. It starts tomorrow. It's Wednesday right now. Tomorrow is first day of testing, and there is no chance. There's just no chance. Could I have put something back together? Yes. Does it run the risk of cracking it again? Yes. So I'm kind of heartbroken about this. But I'm not done. I appreciate everybody's support. I'm going to keep trying. Let's see what the day holds.